I'm Ted. I'm a real estate agent here on Long Island. On my Instagram, I'm known as the real Ted G. So today's topic, it's the first podcast, and the important thing about starting is actually getting started. So as you can see, everything is far from perfect. We have boxes, we have equipment. We have obviously not finished this little podcast studio, but the important thing is to get started. I just did a Monday meeting with my agents, and that was our topic. The topic was avoid paralysis of analysis. Nothing is going to be perfect. Well, maybe not. Maybe not nothing. I mean, once in a while, I'm perfect. You avoid the need to have everything in place, everything perfect. When it comes to real estate, it's about getting started and just doing. It's about going out there and speaking to people. It's about starting the prospecting instead of perfecting it. Start prospecting, even if the lawnmower is going on in the background. So start your prospecting, getting started. Funny story or not so funny story. I worked with an agent who had everything planned out. Everything was planned out. He actually had a plan to prospect a whole bunch of homes. I think it was 500 homes. Might have even been 1,000 homes. Started with the flyers. Got the flyers put together. Printed out the flyers. Used his own ink. Then he got these little plastic bags that he put the flyers in. Obviously, it could rain. Let's protect the flyers. And all this took months, I think. I think it took almost 2 months, maybe even 3. Could have been longer. Now he has a trunk load of flyers in perfectly packaged plastic bags. Guess what? He changed offices. So now he had a trunk full of flyers with the wrong company information. So they were useless. We killed a tree that day. It was a sad day. So again, getting started. It doesn't matter about anything else. The hardest part is getting started, and the easiest thing to achieve is consistently getting started. I try to go to the gym 5 or 6 or 8 times a week. The hardest part is getting there. Once you're there, the hard part was over. Now I got started, and then I can keep going. So that is going to be the conclusion of the first segment of my podcast. For this next segment of the podcast, I'm going to go over something that I went over with my agents. Some of them were new, some of them were not. We decided, let's put a plan together. Let's go ahead and not only get started, but let's keep going. I asked them for one thing. I made one ask of them. 40 hours. 40 hours. Commit to real estate or anything to do with real estate, whether it's prospecting, whether it's knocking on doors, whether it's pursuing expireds and for sale by owners, whether it's learning about the process of real estate, attending training classes, attending office meetings, being in the office. Commit to 40 hours for 1 week, a 40-hour work week. When you treat this seriously, real estate can get very serious. If I had agents that committed 40 hours every week, I wouldn't need to do anything else to make money. You laugh now, but it's not really a joke. So yes, they committed to 40 hours. I can't wait for the results. I actually am going to be probably floored at the amount of results, because remember, in real estate, it's not about being 100 times better. It's only about being 10% better. And that may be true for a lot of fields, but it actually is more true even when it comes to real estate. Remember, in real estate, 90% of the income, 90% of the work is being done by 10% of the workforce. There's a reason we have a 70 and 80% attrition rate for new agents. There's a reason thousands upon thousands of agents, actually a lot, I don't know the actual statistic, thousands upon thousands of agents have left the business already this year in 2023. So commit to it, make it a career, not a job. If more agents turn this into a career and treated it as a career that you go to your office, more than 5, maybe even more than 6 times a week. Spend more than 40 hours a day. I have some of my clients are school teachers. Some of my clients are surgeons. I very much doubt that they spend 30 hours a week in their field. I do know that they probably spend 60 and 80 hours a week in their field, and they are obviously compensated very well for it. And as a real estate agent, if you want a 6-figure salary, maybe you should do a 6-figure work. Speaking of committing to more than 40 hours a week, I recently did another broker open house at one of my listings, one of my co-listings, with a very nice newer agent. She was she was nice enough to bring me along on the listing, and we obviously put everything together, and it's listed. And a couple of months later, it's time for a broker open house. So we didn't just slap a couple of signs on the front lawn, put it online and say broker open house, consumer open house. No, we actually had a very nice plan. We got started immediately, and then started with committing almost 60-hour work hours. 60 work hours were committed to this one open house, whether it was texting individual agents, save the dates, emails as well. Texting seems to be the new form, so we're going with it. Instagram posts, Facebook posts, video posts, everything. I'm sure people got tired of seeing the video, and people got tired of being told, come to my open house at 241 Willits Lane. And it all paid off. It all paid off very well. We had a lot of fun. The open house had great food. We were nice enough. People from a mortgage company I'm very comfortable with and familiar with. They provided food from Dirty Taco, which was delicious. My own client's son was our blackjack dealer, because we did have an in-house blackjack table. We had a concert pianist play in the lobby where the baby grand piano resides. And my niece and her friends from high school, thank you, Bayport Blue Point High School, they actually played in a string quartet, which became a trio a little last minute. They were wonderful. I got compliments from everybody. I got compliments from a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my coworkers. They were very impressed. They had a lot of fun. And it was a nice time for 2 hours. But remember, it took 60 hours to put that whole thing together. And one of the reasons for a broker open house is for someone to be able to walk into the house, understand the house, really feel it, and maybe they can convey that same message to their potential buyer. Sometimes houses don't just sell overnight. Depending on the price point, you might find that the first-time home buyer or the startup house, in Long Island seems to be the 500 range these days, and things that are over $1 million sometimes take a little longer to sell. Things that are over 2 million will definitely take a little longer to sell. And you have to go through the process. You have to use our resources, use our tools, and do these broker open houses, because I want the agents to see the home, understand what it has to offer. And then, of course, we take the footage, we tape footage, we actually put together new videos that will be on social media to enhance the exposure to my client's home. And I'm happy to say that, oddly enough, after the videos were posted, we did receive a few phone calls for several showings throughout the weekend. So happy to say that. And that, who can ask for anything more? That and a lot of coworkers and colleagues to come in, network, have food, and say hello. It's been a long time since we've been a normal market. Well, thanks for listening, all 4 of you. And hopefully you'll follow me and see my next episode.